So now that I'm up, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get ready, I'm going to go for a run. During the week, I do normally like to go to the gym first thing, but it is a bank holiday, so my gym opens quite late today. So going for a run it is. This is the wonderful view from my room. I've got Magdalen College over there, the river, and then the Master's Lodge of St John's is just around the corner. This is the running outfit that we are changing into. I've had this top, it's from Lululemon. And okay, it was slightly expensive when I bought it, but I think I've had it for almost 3 years now. I bought it for the school trip to Slovenia, and honestly I swear by it. And then I have my Sweaty Betty shorts and my favourite item of clothing that I literally, no, not quite, but it's like the Lululemon X Cambridge University jumper, like active top, so it has the little Cambridge logo here, which is really super fun. So let's get changed. Outfit on. I can't wait to get started. I'm going to go and do a little bit of skincare first because that's super important. The lighting in my bathroom is absolutely abysmal. I apologise in advance, but I kind of just wanted to take a moment and explain to you why I wake up so early and go for a run. For me, I study the best in the morning. I know I'm the kind of person who I just can't study very effectively in the evenings past about 6:30 p.m. I'll sometimes review my notes or I'll make a little mind map, but I know that what I'm doing is not super productive. I study the best in the morning. And one of the things that I've really realised through going through as many exam seasons as I have is that I also function a lot better if I get a bit of fresh air in the morning. So I kind of figure going for a run is probably the best way to wake me up, get my blood flowing, get me ready to sort of sit down and have a monster study session, because I do spend my mornings having a monster study session. Hair up. I'm just going to do a little bit of skincare. This has literally saved my life. It's made my skin so much clearer. It's the Aspalic Pro Cleanser, and it's the best thing ever. If I have time, I will just sort of leave it on my face, but I don't have time. So I'm just going to use it as like a face wash. And that's me ready to go for a run. My trainers, these are really worse for wear. I've had them for almost a year now. I definitely need to be getting some new ones. And then the last thing before I go, time to choose my podcast that I'm going to be listening to. I'm such a podcast girly. If I go out on a run, I need a podcast to be in my ears. I've been loving British Scandal and American Scandal at the moment, but I have managed to listen to every single one of them that's come out. So I've unfortunately not got one of them to listen to. So at the moment I'm finishing off White Devil, which was recommended to me by my mum, and it's a really great podcast. So if you've not listened to that, I would recommend. Last thing I do before heading out, I'm just going to head into the kitchen, get myself a little workout snack. Oh, no, the kitchen's not tidy, but I'll put you there where there's actually no food. So I'll get myself a little snack. I think I'm going to have, I've currently been obsessed with the Naked bars. So I'm going to have, what flavour is this? Coke Orange. I don't think I've had this flavour yet, so I'll try to see whether it's nice. Can confirm, it is very, very good. I'm also just going to make myself a drink. My normal morning drink is I will have a vitamin C, one of those like dissolvable tablets, and then I will chase that with a little shot of apple cider vinegar. Now, I started taking apple cider vinegar, I don't know, probably about 2-3 weeks ago, and yes, it tastes like vinegar. It tastes like doing a shot of vinegar, and it kind of burns the back of your throat. But once you get the amount of it right, I genuinely do think it helps give me a bit more energy. I don't know if that's just a placebo effect, but it's exam season, I'm not willing to risk it. My podcast on, I'm just walking out of Crips, now I'm sort of coming out the back entrance, so it's fine, it's a little easy to go out this way. Saves me tracking I've timed it, it's about 2.5 to 3 minutes to walk from my room until the Great Gate, so the college is massive, it's quicker to come out this way, and then I can just get started. I'm thinking, because I'm out nice and early, I sometimes do my runs in the afternoon, but because it's the morning, I quite like to go down King's Parade. It's always so quiet at this time, and it feels really lovely to go down without the students, without the tourists. So I think we're going to head that way, and I'm probably going to try and do about a 5k, but I'll see, because I did go for a run yesterday as well, so I might be a bit tired. I'm about 2 kilometres in now. I made the terrible mistake of not taking my antihistamine before coming out, so I've just got hay fever completely, but it's fine. I'm running through Midsummer Common now, and I'm trying to spot the cows. Going past the boat houses, it's such a beautiful morning for a run. This is why I come out at 6, because it's kind of like it's so quiet. This path is normally absolutely filled with people, but if you're out early enough, then it's sort of so lovely. And I think, I don't know if you can see because I'm running, but the cows are up there. I've managed to secure a better view of the cows. I'm running past them now, but I am so scared of cows. I don't know what it is. It's the fact that if they were carnivorous, they'd be absolutely terrifying. I know they're not, but the thought is still there. I'm going to show you what I mean about King's Parade looking absolutely gorgeous in the morning when there's no one on it and the sun is shining, which is going to make it even nicer. It's so empty and just so beautiful. This is honestly my favourite place to run whilst I'm in Cambridge. I'm approaching my 5-kilometre goal now, so I'm going to head back up to John's past Keys, and I do love running down this street. I think it's the best. Back in college now, I did just under 5.5 kilometres. I'm going to go to the bridge. I think it's absolutely one of the most beautiful bridges in Cambridge. I did just under 5.5 kilometres, like I said. It felt really good considering I went on a run yesterday. I was not expecting myself to feel that good, which is nice. It's a wonderful start to the day, so we're going to head back. Gonna go straight to the kitchen and I'm going to make my breakfast. Side note, but I don't think I'll ever get used to walking down this wonderful corridor. It is absolutely beautiful, and then this gate when it is open onto Donald John's, I love. And then if I ever became a professor, I would really want a room in here. It's the most, I think, iconic part. Unfortunately, I've got to walk through the most beautiful, iconic part to the Cripps building, but I will absolutely not be accepting any slander of the Cripps building because I have to sit in my room and listen to the punters slander it all day, every day when I'm in there. I actually think it's grown on me. I think it's quite beautiful. But yeah, you can see the difference. Like they go, oh, that one's ugly. Every student wants that one instead. But actually, this one has en-suites, so. Okay, so I lied. Before breakfast, I'm going to go have a quick shower and then I'll make my breakfast. Once again, you're going to need to excuse the fact that this lighting makes it look like I've not slept in weeks. I promise you I'm absolutely fine. I'm going to do some skincare. This is my current body cream of choice. It's like one of these dermo hypoallergenic ones. I feel like it's really nice for summer. And then for my face, I cleansed before I went on the run, and then I have a cleanser in the shower that I use afterwards. And then this massive tub of CeraVe is my current go-to face cream. It's huge. I've had it all turn and I've hardly made a dent in it, and I don't use it sparingly. I'm really feeling the fact that I didn't take antihistamine. My eyes are so itchy. I absolutely hate having hay fever. It's so ridiculous. It's like allergic to the earth, allergic to the grass. That's ridiculous. I'm doing the land economy and I'm allergic to the land. It doesn't make sense. And day to day, I literally just use eyebrow gel, mascara. Both of these I was gifted. I went to the opening of Pure Soul in Cambridge, and oh my god, beautiful. I'd never been to a Pure Soul shop before. So it was really cool to be invited to that, and they basically gave us a big goodie bag of Korean skincare, and this is the best eyebrow gel I've ever had, and I've had a lot of eyebrow gels from a lot of good companies, and this sort of random Korean one is by far the best that I've had. And also this mascara, I do prefer my Chanel mascara, but this one's easier and lighter for day-to-day use, and plus it is brown, which I like. I always think that I look better with brown mascara. Now let's go to the kitchen and get some breakfast. So far this time I have managed to not lock myself out of my room, which is actually very easy because you basically need to take your cam card with you everywhere, but it like goes in the little light sockets. So if I have lights on in my room and I go to the kitchen and try and get a cup of tea or some food and forget my card, I'm locked out and have to do the walk of shame to the Porter's Lodge to get them to let me back in. I'm also going to take my big Stanley with me to the kitchen because I need to fill this up. Okay, so step one, let's fill up my Stanley. I get a lot of water in here, but I tried to drink sort of 2 or 3 cups, which is quite a lot of water. I don't fill it all the way up to the top, but I fill it almost there. But it keeps me hydrated, especially during exam season. I have a tendency to just not drink, which is not great. So that is for whilst I'm studying in my room, because I'm going to stay in my room for a little bit because the university library doesn't open until 9, and it is currently not even 7:30. So I'm also going to take my antihistamine because forgetting that was not a good move. I honestly think they keep making these bigger and bigger every year. Hopefully that is going to kick in quickly. And then for my actual breakfast, I'm just going to have a bowl of cereal with a banana and half a track bar. So no one was going to tell me that Marks and Spencer's started doing their own cereal. So I've got the cornflakes one and I've got like the Cheerio rip-off one. And before everyone comes at me for them being Marks and Spencer's, they were like 70p each. They are ideal and they're really good. Then I'm gonna take a banana. I went out and bought some new ones yesterday and I kind of made a mistake of getting really ripe bananas. I'm gonna have to eat them quickly. But you know what, I go through bananas. And then with that, because I have just been for my run, I'm also going to have one of the Trek protein flapjacks. I think I'm currently, yeah, salted caramel flavour, but they've released Biscoff flavour and I'm yet to find it in a 3-pack. I've been scouring the shops. I really want the 3-pack of Biscoff Treks. They're so good. I bought one as a snack when I was getting a meal deal a couple of weeks back and oh my god, it was the best thing ever. I also always use lactose-free milk. I'm not sure why. I'm not lactose intolerant and I like eat yogurt that has plenty of lactose in it. But there's something about lactose-free milk that is a lot nicer than normal milk, so that's what's going in my cereal. That's my breakfast. I'm gonna take it to my room and we're gonna have it there. Now it is 7:30 and the studying can officially begin. I'm going to be studying in my room until about 8:45, at which point I'm going to go to the university library for when it opens at 9 o'clock. So the first thing I do is, as I'm sort of having my lovely breakfast, I will plan out what I want to do that day. So I've basically got a really rough schedule written down in my calendar that says I want to do this subject and that subject every single day. But I will start by noting down, okay, so I know today that I want to do some micro, I want to do a bit of macro, and I also want to do some statistics. So I'm planning out my day, and I like to time block my day. So I basically got from 7:30 till 9, I'm going to be eating my breakfast, do my statistics flashcards, then I'm going to move to the UL. I'll probably have another 2-ish hours of flashcards for statistics to do. Mainly because when I do statistics flashcards, like I'm actually doing statistics questions, I just turn a lot of questions into flashcards so that I can repeat them and make sure I'm going through them in my head. So it's not really a memorising flashcard, if that makes sense. It's more of a flashcard that's kind of testing. So it's an equivalent of doing practice questions, but obviously I can't really get loads of question packs for a university exam. They don't really exist. Then I will do some microeconomics flashcards at about 11. I'll come back for lunch and I'll write up some law case notes because that's like a little addition that I do want to get done today. After that, I'm going to do my macro flashcards and then I'll go to the gym and then dinner and maths flashcards. So that is my time block for the day. Let's have some breakfast and let's do some actual work. Okay, so it's 9:15 now, so it is time for me to get ready to go to the library. Because I'm going to university library, I need to put all my stuff in one of these like clear plastic bags. I'm not entirely sure what the reason is. I think it's because the library has a lot of rare books. It doesn't want you to steal the books. I'm not sure. But regardless, we're going to fill the bag. I'm going to take my iPad because I'm doing a lot of flashcards and notes on my iPad. I'm then going to take my iPad charge. I expect that I'll be there for quite some time, so it'll be useful to have my charger with me. I'm also going to be making some like cheat sheet notes for microeconomics. So I'm going to need to take with me some card. I bought some very recently, so I'm going to go get that. Okay, so I've got my card, and obviously if I'm taking card, I'm going to need to take some writing utensils to be able to use said card. So I've got my pen, and I haven't done any of the micro notes yet, so I'm not sure what colour to use. I think I'll probably go with a pink. Okay, so I've ended up going for a couple of different shades of pink to use my notes. I'm taking a little pencil with me as well, and I'm going to take my ruler and a little dry whiteboard pen because I like using that to make my lines sort of sharper. Do you know what? I put my biro pen in there as well, so it's all nice and neat. I'm gonna go get a study snack because I'm in the library for ages and I like to be able to get something. Although the library does have a cafe, which I only discovered recently, and it is a really rather nice cafe as well, so I might have to start frequenting that. But I'll get some nuts or something from the kitchen. And I always find that the library is a lot colder than you think it is going to be, so I'm going to take a jacket with me just in case. I'm going to wear my uni hoodie. The St John's College merchandise came out and I ordered some last night, so I've got another one of these but more St John's and a rugby shirt, and I also got some athletic shorts, which is really quite random, but I think they're going to be quite useful because obviously I go for a run and go to the gym quite a lot, so it'd be nice to prep for college. Walking over to the library now. I don't know how great the audio is because it's really quite windy today. I didn't expect it to be, but anyway, I went and got my study snack, and I don't know about you, but I always end up like getting my snacks and then eating half of them on the way to the library rather than whilst I'm studying, which sort of defeats the purpose. But it's fine. Now that I know there's a cafe in there, I'm sorted. I'm going around the back of George and sort of heavy crunching, but honestly, this has got to be one of my favourite views in Cambridge, and it is so fun that this is just my normal walk to the library. We're going around, and basically over on this side it is going to be Trinity, which is obviously the lesser college. Although that being said, the Wren Library is still utterly gorgeous. That's the building that you can kind of partially see through the trees over there. So it'll only take me about 5-10 minutes to get to the library. The best thing about John's is that it's just so quick, close to absolutely everything. I can get wherever I want really quite quickly, and I haven't had to get a bike, which is really good because I'm petrified of cycling on roads. I also think these sunglasses might have been slightly optimistic given that I'm literally going to go and sit in a library for a good 5 hours, but you know, I can at least pretend it's summertime.
I'm going to whisper because I'm in the library, but I've managed to find a really lovely spot. I've got this wonderful table all to myself, and I'm sort of surrounded by books. It's really beautiful. I've got a view into the courtyard in front of me, and hopefully this wonderful position is going to really help me to stay focused and stay motivated. So first up, I'm going to be finishing my statistics flashcards. I got through 12 flashcards over breakfast, and I've got another 16 to go until I'm finished. I'm basically learning them. I'll make a video on how I actually learn flashcards. It is now 11:15, and I managed to get through all of my statistics flashcards. It took me slightly longer than I'd hoped, but I'm trying to get through them anyway. And now I'm going to move on, and I'm going to start doing my cheat sheets for microeconomics. I'm starting with voting, and then I'll move on to game theory, I think.
And that's my morning done. I have spent about 4 hours in the library, and I got through the rest of my flashcards, and I made 2 note sheets, which doesn't sound like a lot of note sheets, but I feel like, you know, the actual process of making them is some degree of effort. So I'm heading back now to college, and I'm going to make myself some lunch, get started on my afternoon, but that is the general morning routine that I've been following through exams.